This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it.
Hello everybody, welcome to Youth in Action, a show where we celebrate young people who are bold and making bold steps in the society. And today we are diving deeper into the world of lights, cameras, creativity and confidence. And my guest wears several hats in the creative industry, from being a commercial model to an actor, to a founder, to a musician. Welcome on the show, TY Maganji.
Thank you for having me.
TY Maganji and also Fidel.
Lakini hiyo intro, tuanzie hapo kwa intro. The intro.
I mean, you're wearing many hats. You do a lot of things all at the same time in the creative industry. It's all due, yeah? So hebu tell us, who is Fidel? Kwanza, tuanzie tu hapo. Because I know your ID ndio tulianzanga nayo kitambo. Who is Fidel?
So, my name is Fidel Mayor. That's my ID name. Born in Nairobi, mostly raised in Kisumu, and I'm a very passionate guy. In terms of entertainment, I like doing things that actually evolve around telling stories. So with all that, I decided to start with solving problems within my community through art. And that's when I started things to do with like Kisumu Culture. Then I got into the photography industry, music. So I've always wanted to tell a story in one way or the other. Yeah.
Hebu tuambie TY Maganji alikuja aje? Like, what was the distinct year where you're like, okay, there was Fidel and then there was TY Maganji, the brand now. At what point in your life did you find yourself at that stage?
So TY Maganji was born, now let me say born as a creative, now that's as a brand, after I had finished my high school and I joined the university. So when I was at the university, shout out to Africa Nazarene University, that's when I realized like I could use my talent to like tell stories, and I started by doing vlogs. So while I was doing vlogs, I didn't have a name to go per se. So then there was this friend of mine who told me like, by the way, unakuanga Maganji. I used to give people money, then they return with something on top. So the Maganji name came from there. Then the TY was just my own invention.
Just for flavor.
Yeah. Then
you
TY
know, like,
Maganji
I was just wondering,
yeah,
why the name Maganji specifically? Now I'm like, okay, there's a story to it. That's
yeah,
what I love about the creative industry, because mostly you find someone has a name that is rooted in something
yeah,
in their life.
Yeah.
Okay, you've mentioned you went to university. What did you study in university?
So I did business administration because I've always been passionate about business. Mi napenda mahali pesa inahesabika. So yeah, it was one of the courses that I studied for, and it has always helped me even with my entertainment career, because it's something that it's very, very important for one to know, not just how to manage themselves, but also to manage other people. Like, let's say if I'm having a community that is under me, I must also know how to
manage that
the resources
aspect of...
per se. Yeah.
And how was it? Because now, being someone who has gone into the university, wazazi wamelipa school fees, you've umesoma, and the goal is always to see your son, your daughter akikuwa pale in an office doing something. Yeah. But now you've chosen specifically to go into the creative space.
Yeah.
How was that for your family?
My mom has always been supportive, particularly because when I started, nilianza nikiwa high school, with the music and the entertainment, and my mom was always supportive. Alikuwa ananilipia kwenda hizo mashow and all that, so it really encouraged me, and it boosted my self-confidence to know that I can actually do this full time, and it's something that I've been pushing because it has grown inside me. So it's not like I strain to do it, as much as there are challenges, but as long as I'm passionate about it, and I already had the support throughout, it means I can do it.
It was easier for you. I'm curious to know, like, how was your high school life? Because you're saying you started your creative journey all the way back from when you were younger in high school. How was it? Ulikuwa wale wa kuenda off and keys, you're doing things, you're doing spoken word. Like, how was it in terms of the creative?
Lazima nilikuwa mi sikuwa nakosa bana. Drama club, they already know. I was one of those students wenye wako kwa hizi clubs za entertainment and also hizi academic clubs. I used to try as much as possible to balance them, but at the end of the day, obviously entertainment was taking more of that time because, you know, once you're passionate about, let's say, entertaining people, it's always inside you. Plus, as I has told you before, it's something I'm passionate about. I'm not just doing it because
You're just doing it.
yeah, I'm passionate about
You're
it. So
passionate about it.
I found myself like growing into it. So nikiingia pale campus, it was so easy for me to like, yeah, exactly. It wasn't like even work. It was just
It was
me
just like,
following.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, something
doing
I'm
what I
passionate
love.
about. Yeah.
And also, when it comes to all these hats that you're wearing, you are, umeona pale introduction, you have a lot of things you're doing.
Yeah.
What came first? Because Najua, there's something that came first before all of these things.
So on that, music has always been my first love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby, when you smile, unanipa joto, siwezi deny, nimeshinda loto, the sexy curve in your body, and when you want to be slowly, you got me tied down, you got me crazy, you got me lusting for your love tonight.
Hey, mi napenda mziki sana. Like, you'd wake me up during the night and I'd write something because I started singing hata nikiwa huko in church, tukiwa back in the days, watu walikuwa kwa hizi vitu za Sunday schools. I used to just come up with something and that would be it. So music was my first love. Then I got into media through vlogs sasa. Through vlogs ndio nikarealize, kumbe I can also read news. Kumbe I can also come up with something and it makes a lot of sense. Then storytelling.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Talking of music, you've released a song recently, Moyo.
Yeah.
Ebu talk us through it. What is the story behind it? How did you get to script? What was the journey?
Moyo, minakupa yote, ufanye chochote unachotakia. Moyo, minakupa yote, ufanye chochote unachotakia.
Wanasema mapenzi kama sidiria, ukivalia huwezi achia. So that's just a snippet of the song.
Yeah.
So with Moyo, it was something that came from deep inside my heart. I felt like there is that point in life where you reach, where you really fall in love with something or with someone to the point where you want to express it. And Moyo was just me expressing how I felt. That's why even the title Moyo, yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's never been about what's trending. To me, it's always about what speaks to me. And I've always wanted to create content based on that. Something that I've gone through personally. Yeah.
As a 27-year-old creative, now you do have your own community with Kisumu Culture.
Yeah.
Can you take us through like how you came to start Kisumu Culture? Nini ilikupush and you're like, okay, I think I can do this thing. I can create a community for fellow creatives because we don't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
How did you get to bring to life Kisumu Culture now?
Kisumu Culture is a very interesting story. Kisumu Culture, kwanza the name. So this happens after I had come from Nairobi and I was now back to Kisumu after Corona happened, and I was in Kisumu and I didn't know what to do. Basically, I was at home and I'm jobless and I'm just there, and this idea comes to me and I'm like, what if I can have a space where, since I was doing vlogging before, what if I create a space where now creatives can come together and create content resonating with the surrounding where we are. That's where the name came from, Kisumu Culture. Can we resonate with the people within the community? So I started looking for creatives who are also doing whatever I was doing in terms of modeling, in terms of production, and I wanted to like create a safe haven for creatives. So Kisumu Culture has always been there to like further that agenda, where we also use our talents to also market businesses also, because you understand, we also have to eat.
And also, like with Kisumu Culture,
Yeah.
what problem are you solving? What is the one thing you're like, okay, there's this issue that is happening, there's this problem that creatives are facing, and you're like, I want to solve this problem through Kisumu Culture.
We are actually bridging the gap between creators and the businesses, because before businesses didn't take creators that seriously. It was just a matter of like, we kujeni tu create tu content, then mnaenda tu without making anything. But with Kisumu Culture, we made sure that if you are working as a creator, then you have leverage in that you can use your talent and still get paid. Like, let's say if you are a model and you are modeling for this, let's say agency, or you are marketing for a given brand, then we make sure that you are getting due for whatever you're doing. You are being actually paid. So
I do love that you've umeleta the aspect of creators not being taken seriously, because there's a lot of, I'm a creator, I have I'm a content creator, maybe I'm a musician, but you're being told by a brand, kuja, we have this big platform for you, you'll get exposure. No, you'll get exposure.
Yeah.
Like, what can you say about that in
It-
terms of how it impacts the creative economy?
I think the time for exposure it has passed. It was a phase that used to be there when we didn't have the technology we have right now. So these people will come to you, they tell you, tunakupa exposure, but the time has passed. Right now, a lot of youths don't have jobs. And the only thing that we can use is our talents. And the reason why Kisumu Culture is very insistent on that is making sure that creatives are taken seriously. Job opportunities are very rare, but if we use what we have, that is our talents, then that means we are a step closer to solving the unemployment situation. And as Kisumu Culture, we have always been very rigid on making sure that creatives that we work with are actually paid for every service that they do. As much as we might start on a lower basis,
But you get
but
your money.
eventually somebody is getting return for whatever they're doing.
And also with Kisumu Culture now, how do you scout someone who has talent? Like, what are you looking for? If at all you want to bring someone on board, you're like, these are the qualities that I'm looking for, and you will join the community so that we can move forward together. What are the key qualities?
First of all, there must be the will for the person to like want to join us. They must have seen something about us that interests them, because we don't go outside there asking people come and join us. No, that's not our style. We are more selective because we also take our work seriously. We work with a community that understands that we are trying to change a narrative. We are trying to make sure that creatives are actually getting like paid, and for that to happen, we have to create a foundation that is very strong, that understands that for me to earn, my brand must mean something. And we give opportunity for brands to grow within the community. That's why we call it Kisumu Culture. We don't just minimize it to what one person can do. It can be done as a collaborative effort, as much as people can have different goals, but we can still achieve the same. We can still have one ambition and actually make it work.
Aside from the fact that joining Kisumu Culture, your financial well-being is sorted because now you work and then you're still getting the payment for the work you've done. What other things in a creator anapata as a benefit by joining Kisumu Culture now?
So first of all, we give our platforms. We don't, we only have a registration fee that we charge to make sure that somebody is serious about joining us. But we give spaces. For example, if you are a model, you will be given every opportunity and the resources that we have within our community to further that and create for yourself a brand that will actually stand out. It's not just about keeping you in the community, it's about making sure that even as you are in within the community, you are also getting meaningful connections that will actually help you outside there. Because at the end of the day, you can't always keep somebody in a box. you allow them to grow, and that is what Kisumu Culture we are doing. We are giving you the opportunity to realize your goals and to actually fly. Yeah, without
I
limiting
don't like
you.
that.
Yeah.
You're being given an opportunity. Utoke kwa cage, at least.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah, yeah.
when you leave, you can fly
Time
and
for
like.
being boxed by
Yes.
corporates and all that, it's over. It's up to you to like take the mantle and know like this is my talent, this is the potential that I have, and this is what I want to do. Kisumu Culture is merely just the community that safeguards your interests. Yeah.
At what point did you realize that Kisumu Culture is actually making an impact? And you sat down and you're like, I'm so glad I birthed this baby.
Oh, Kisumu Culture. Kisumu Culture is an interesting brand because, first of all, we are very diverse. We are diverse in the fact that we work with a lot of creatives in terms of production, in terms of uh, personal growth, because we have creatives who've come as models, but they've ended up as marketers. So you see, it's also giving you a potential to like realize you can have big ambitions. So the first time that I realized Kisumu Culture is big is when we were actually contacted by a company that was looking forward to advertise the event, and they were like, we have heard a lot about Kisumu Culture on these social spaces, and they actually were interested in working with us. And when we worked with them, they actually saw results. That's the first time that I realized, oh, we have actually a very big impact within this community. And that is good because we now realize that we are actually reaching the consumers who are supposed to be entangling with our type of content. Yeah, and that was something which was really good, because when you create and the consumers are actually happy about what you're creating, then you actually know you are moving in the right direction.
Interesting. And how is it that, being that you have experienced the creative industry, you've been an actor, model, content creator, and all of those things, how is it helping you run Kisumu Culture as someone who has founded it?
Yeah.
Inakusaidia, do you elewa these creatives better because you've been in their shoes?
Yeah.
How has your journey in the creative industry impacting you now as the founder of Kisumu Culture?
Of course, that's very helpful because once you've been in the industry, you understand how it works. But that doesn't mean that you know everything. To me, I've always seen it as a learning process, because Kisumu Culture is still a growing brand, and we are still getting to know more about even the creative structure of our community. So what we do is we use the knowledge that we have to help other people like realize what they can be able to do to fly to the point where they want to be. Like, for example, I work a lot with models, because with models, within this creative community, a lot of models don't get the opportunity to like get exposed to like marketing services. But once they come to Kisumu Culture, we give them opportunities to like further that ambition. Like, you cannot just be a model, you can also be a marketer, you can be a photographer, you can be a videographer, based on what you're passionate about. So it goes back to the point where we are not boxing anyone, we are learning together. But we are using the resources that you already have and the knowledge to like help you move a step ahead. Yeah.
How important is collaboration when it comes to the creative space?
Collaboration is very important, because first of all, you have to know the creative that you are working with is equally invested in whatever you're creating. It should be a matter of what do you bring on the table and what can you also offer, because at the end of the day, we don't just pick you because you are you. No, there must be something you're bringing on board. So we are very insistent on doing meaningful collaboration, not just any collaboration, meaningful collaborations that can actually give out good results for both you and for both the community. Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about you and your modeling journey. We do see a lot of people who are modeling, they're doing a lot of runway shows outside. We're not seeing it as much in Kenya for young people. Tunaona tu the few who are getting these opportunities. For you as a model, how has it been kuingia into commercial modeling and making money from that?
So first of all, I got into commercial modeling through photography. It wasn't something that I had planned. Unajua, with modeling, runway modeling, it needs a lot. Na unajua huko kidogo height kidogo ilinichenga, so I decided to do commercial. I realized like with commercial, people appreciate me much when I wear something nice and take good photos. So brands started looking for me because they were like, I have this outfit, can you wear it? Take a good photo and we'll post it. And from that, I realized like, okay, I'm making impact from this level. Then that's how I started now bringing other people on board, other commercial models, in that we get stylists who actually pay us to wear those clothes. Then we take good photos with them, and that's how we make our revenue, because it's like now using the imagery to now sell a product. So it's always been about commercial modeling, pushing the envelope to the next step. Yeah, where we appreciate fashion, but we also appreciate the fact that we need to get paid.
I love that you're really insistent on the fact that we need to we need to talk about the money aspect really.
Exactly.
And now being that you did a lot, you did business in school kidogo pale
Yeah.
ukiwa Africa Nazarene, and now you're running this creative space, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of creatives who are doing really really well, but they don't know how to make money out of this thing.
Yeah.
For you, like how did you end up being at a point where yes, I'm a content creator, I'm expressing myself creatively, but also I'm making money because bills have to be paid.
True, true.
Yes.
It took me a while. It took me a lot of time. Actually, there was a friend of mine who asked me like, "You're doing this content creation and all that, but are you earning from it?" So then I had to take some steps, because you know at the end of the day, you can only do you can only work with a certain amount of progress. Like you have to have the money, because you might have the ambitions and all that, but if you don't have something supporting you financially, then it's going to be very difficult. So I had to find ways to like make this content commercial in a way that I can sell it as a product, not just like creating videos, but creating videos that can actually generate income. Because at the end of the day, if you become a content creator who is just posting for the sake of posting, you might end up a very broke famous person, and it's very tricky.
Very
being,
hard.
yeah, being
Is it
famous
that
and broke.
do you reach out to brands and showcase your work and tell them, by the way, you do have a business, I think I can help you in this regard? Or do you wait for them to come to you? Because sometimes it gets hard when you wait for someone akuje akupatie. For you, like strategy, how was it?
So for me, my strategy has always been about letting the work sell itself, because I believe, again, if you go to these people, then it inashukisha ile leverage yako. So I let my work sell itself, because I believe if I do a good job, then eventually the clientele that I'm looking for will eventually come through. But it doesn't mean that there are no times that I go and look for investors. It's a matter of understanding what am I working on particularly, and knowing how am I going to finance it. And if financing it means that I have to look for investors, then I'll actually have to do that. But mostly I let my work sell itself. Yeah.
Do you think someone can live off of content creation fully?
Yeah, of course. If the Americans are doing it, why can't we? Yeah, they're making a lot of money through it.
Yeah, a message to a young person who they're into the creative space.
Yeah.
Aoni kama pesa inaingia. Ni kama anaona ni kama ajelewi, ni kama he's just like making doing so much work kazi ya punda, but they're not getting anything.
So this is my message to you. A good friend of mine ameniambia leo, this is an advice that I've been given today. Correct your system. It all starts by correcting your system. Understand how your creativity works, understand who is your audience, and understand where do you aim to be, like in the next 1 year or 5 years, or even in the next 2 months. Having an understanding of that really helps you to be equipped with what you need, because knowledge is power at the end of the day. You can have all the money, but if you don't know how to structure yourself and create a better system, then it's going to be very difficult. Find your structure, find your community, find your tribe.
Okay, so how can people find you, and how can one join Kisumu Culture?
For Kisumu Culture, you can DM us on IG or TikTok. Our official accounts, Kisumu_culture. Then personally, you can find me at TY Maganji. To join Kisumu Culture, you will find us on Instagram hapo. We'll just take you through the process. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for gracing the invite to come to Youth in Action. I think Kisumu culture is flowing and it's moving, which is really a good thing. Yes, you've heard. If you are a creative out there, find your community, find your culture. Just express yourself and have a team and collaborate with them, and utafika mahali una aim. I'd say that. This has been Youth in Action. I'm your host Cheryl Omondi. See you next week, same place, same time. Bye.
This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it.